I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me. I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win, yeah.
So my family, where I come from, has always been the college family. You know, you go through school, you get good grades, you go to a good college, you get into a career, and then you go from there. You know, everything you have to have that degree. That's the one thing my dad very firmly believes, and probably the thing I'm disappointing him in the most. But I'm okay with that now. So um, yeah, growing up, I never quite knew what I wanted to do. I mean, I had great ideas like, you know, I was 5 years old. Oh, I'll go be a marine biologist. You know, oh, I'll go, you know, do all these great, amazing things. No, now I want to be an engineer. Now I want to be a pilot. But you never settled on anything. You know, those are all just the fancies of being a child. And they were great because they were dreams. But as I got older, it got a lot harder to keep those dreams. I won't say I ever ran in with the wrong crowd, but just the attitude that comes with junior high and high school is really kind of dark for a lot of us. And you know, it's not cool to be successful. You know, it's not cool to get good grades. It's not cool to work hard and do all those things. And so, while I didn't buy into that entirely, it definitely influenced me, and my grades suffered for that. You know. I think the other problem was that some things in school came too easy for me, while other things came hard. So the things that were so easy, I could do and get an A in without even trying or thinking about it and looking at it. And the things that were hard, like math, I had to struggle with, and I didn't have the self-discipline to get through that struggle. So I went into college, started at the junior college, and I decided that I wanted to pay my own way as much as possible. So yes, I was living with mom and dad, but I paid for most of my college. I bought the books, I paid for the tuition, and I bought them at a rate that I could afford all the way through, which means it took a lot longer. But I did it. Just to throw it out there, I want you guys to know I am Mormon, and so I did serve a mission for 2 years in Australia. And that was a really great time period where I got to grow, where I got to really determine what I believe, what I think, and where I got to help other people in a lot of different ways. Because, you know, it's not just knocking on doors. A lot of it is actually, okay, today we're going to help out at this school and, you know, do some things for them that they can't do. Okay, tomorrow, tomorrow we're going to be helping this other person who's down on their luck. Oh, look, there's a natural disaster. We're going to be cleaning up after that for a while. You know, there's a lot that goes on to it. But I felt great after that. It's like I could take on the world. And then I got home. It turns out I couldn't. Life was harder than I expected it to be, and I struggled quite a bit as I continued through college, not really knowing where I wanted to go. At one point, I thought I might be a really good teacher, and I'd go into academia, and I still think I'm a good teacher, but I really dislike the political atmosphere, the think our way or else attitude that a lot of college has. You know, there's no specialty. I mean, they don't branch out the way they should. Instead of encouraging ideas, they encourage this idea and this idea. These are okay, nothing else. And that just rubbed me the wrong way. Eventually, I eventually got married, and that was fantastic. I've been married for, oh gosh, my wife is going to kill me if I get this wrong, 13 years now. And 13 years, because it was 2005. And so it's been wonderful. I really love my wife, and that's been fantastic for us. But shortly after we got married, we discovered that there was a lot of health issues there that neither one of us expected. I think one of my low points was I'd been working for a job for Dell Computers for about a year as one of their tier 1 on the phone tech support guys. So yeah, if you didn't get India, you got me, and you know I could actually help you. I've what? But we would while I was working there, she came down with a case of pancreatitis. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's really painful digestive issues where your pancreas gets inflamed by things in the gallbladder. And she ended up in the hospital for about a week. And this all happened while I was trying to drag myself through school. I was the only income generator at that point, working, I think I was making $13 an hour trying to do this, and I had no insurance for her. I was hammered. There was nothing I could do. And so I had to find something else. And I ended up coming back, making a really hard decision. It was time to come back. I left where I was at college. I dropped out of school. I came home to where both her parents and my parents lived, which was about 100 miles away. And I started looking for a new job. And I was able to find a new job that was really amazing. As a matter of fact, these guys I still work for to this day. It's been 10 years and I'm still there. But not for much longer. And that is a wonderful thing. So these guys took me in, and I was able to really build my IT profession with them. I was able to grow and build. I was able to take care of that debt I built up. And everything seemed great. I thought maybe this would be the career. I even started going to school again to try to go in to further this career. And it was at that point I started questioning everything about my career choices. It was around that time that they introduced a program for 24/7 coverage for some of our clients. And that meant that I had to take about a week on the phone, every well, at the time it was about every other week. Now it's about every 5 weeks. But I would have a week on the phone where at any time of day or night, regardless of how much I'd worked, I would have to take any call that came in, and I would have to troubleshoot right then and there. Didn't matter if the issue was above what I understood. I was reasonably skilled, but some of our clients had some very specialized technology with very special issues, and it didn't matter if they called in or if somebody else called in. I had to at least triage it and get it to a point where it was hopefully stable, or at least to where I could get the other engineer on site as soon as possible. And that was miserable. It still is. I don't like it. Being on call sucks. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. You have to, you can't even go to a movie, because if you have to take the call, you have to leave and run out and grab your laptop and go. I started having to take on a lot harder projects. And that's good because it challenged me, but it didn't give me satisfaction. I found it to be stressful and not enjoyable. And that's not a good thing. So I was having extra stress added into my life, and I was realizing that if I really wanted to make more money, to give you an idea, I live about an hour or two from the Bay Area of California, so Silicon Valley is 2 hours away from me. With my current skill set, if I wanted, I could apply to any number of places there and walk away within the next 2 weeks with a 6-figure job. Not even a problem. I have lots of friends from my company who have since left and have done exactly that, and they were doing exactly what I did or less. So I'm going to school for things that are going to force me to go over the hill, make a 2-hour commute every day, 2 hours one direction, so 4-hour commute every day for more money, or I have to stay with this and keep the lower salary. And the reality was my wife's health issues and some of my own were starting to get to the point where that wasn't being covered. So I'm not meeting my needs anymore. I'm getting extra load at work, and I still haven't been, and up until that time, I hadn't even taken a vacation for myself in 10 years. I mean, I've gone and visited family, but nothing else. I finally managed to go and take that vacation. I go on a photography tour. I've got some great photos from that of the Milky Way, of beautiful landscapes, and it was perfection. It was the best feeling I had had in years. And then I had to go back. Gosh, did I have to go back? And I couldn't take it. I could not take it anymore. And that's when I was drowning out my misery in YouTube videos. Just watching random stuff. I don't even remember what it was I was watching at the time. But this guy comes on the video, and he's introducing you to his house, and it's this really nice home, and he's talking about some marketing garbage or other. I don't even know. Click next. So I skipped his ad. And a little later that day, the ad came up again. This time I watched maybe a quarter of it before I even realized I'd watched it. what am I doing? I don't click ads. I clean up after people who click ads. Come on, do you know how many people I have to clean up? What did you click? Seriously? You clicked that ad? Great. Now I have to clean off all the viruses off your machine or wipe it or something like that. I don't click ads. I fixed that. And yet for some reason this was compelling. Well, I still managed to skip it that time, but I couldn't skip it the third time. And I watched it all the way through and I was intrigued. I think what intrigued me most is I recognized in it something I recognized in Bitcoin in 2013, 2014. I actually started with Bitcoin just about the time it was hitting 700 for the first time, $700. And I saw it go all the way up to 1,000 and I was ready to get in and I was doing all kinds of stuff. And I even started mining coins. I was doing the hard way to get coins, like just generating them out of sheer computing power. And then I guess I could say I got cold feet. I was looking at the numbers and I was trying to find what was wrong with this. How was this going to go wrong? Because that was my mentality, is I had the wrong mindset and I didn't go for it. And I can talk more about that later, but to this day, I still have a Bitcoin miner on my desk to remind me of missed opportunities. I think that Bitcoin miner is part of why I clicked that ad, because this time I saw an opportunity that seemed real. And that's how I started with AWOL.
Oh yeah, I'm stable. Oh yeah, no label. Oh yeah, you know me. I have only